have fun. Ah! Did you enjoy it? Bit out of left field, no? Why would you have to support me? I'm just playing the video game. At the same time, though, do you really think I got this good at the game without meeting any sore losers? You're certainly right, I have played long enough. But then what's the embarrassment in losing to me? If I'm that much better, if I'm that much more experienced, of course you're gonna get rolled. Is your time valuable? Is your time valuable? Because that kind of goes both ways. If I queue up and the survivors aren't as good as I am, isn't that kind of like going to a restaurant and ordering food and being served a cold meal? If I go to a restaurant and I live in New York and I get shitty food, I send it back, I tell them to do it again if they fuck up my order. But in Dead by Daylight, I can't do that. I'm stuck with the survivors that I get. And I would argue that if the game goes that one-sidedly, you wasted my time, and my time's a lot more valuable than yours is. If you're not having fun, just leave. At least I'm nice enough to play it out. Nothing shitty about it. It's in the eye of the beholder. You're projecting your attitude onto the video game. You're not a victim. It's one of those things where you gotta like man up and handle it. I bleed people out for efficiency. Nobody's trying to be mean to you. If you can't handle that, then tough shit. Be thankful I'm playing low-tier killers. You could have gotten my nurse or my blight. You know, somebody that's actually good. If you don't like it, beat me. And if you don't want to beat me, if you can't beat me, if the game doesn't go your way, learn from it. Dead by Daylight is kind of like the gem. You put more into it, you get more out of it. Like, you can't have it both ways. You can be super lazy, you can be super casual-ish, and okay, maybe you have a little bit less power or agency in the game, that's okay. And that can be plenty fun. I personally have more fun when I lose. And as you get better and better, you'll find that these games where things don't go your way become a break in the action, they become refreshing, they become satisfying, or they give you something to reflect on and work on. I would kill to play against me as Survivor. I would play Survivor all the time if killers were capable of doing this. The reason I'm a killer man is that it's more challenging. You play as Survivor, the game wins for you. You play as killer, you have this crisis management and you get to kind of run uphill. You have more interesting problems, you have more things to think about and keep track of as the game goes on. It's more engaging, it's more satisfying. And I'm not saying it in a mean way when I say you don't know what you're talking about. Actually, no, plenty of killers do. At least in matchmaking. It's different in comp, because most scrims, most leagues, and most organizations have a scoring system where it's a hook-based thing, but in matchmaking with SBMMR, it's just kills and escapes. Is your time valuable, though? I would say that your time is not valuable. Even if it was wasting your time, which I would say it's not, does that matter? You're not that important. In my opinion. Well, you'll see more of it as you go against better players. Or you'll see less of it as you lose games and your MMR goes down. And let's play devil's advocate. Let's say, okay, I'm trying to waste your time or be mean to you or whatever else, right? Don't give me so much power over you. If like this is secretly some type of conspiracy where I'm just trying to get you, not in the game but as a person, why would you prostrate yourself like that? I don't need to be supported. And I'm not asking to be supported. I'm also not toxic. Dead by Daylight has no replay system, unlike games like Overwatch and StarCraft, which are just as competitive, but have a better infrastructure. I stream these games, so you have VODs. I'm just being nice. And this also gives you a platform to talk to me and say GG after the game if you're a console, because only PC players can type. And if you don't like that, you don't have to take advantage of it. It doesn't matter. I'm happy to kill you and go next. You gotta understand that I'm doing this for fun. Sometimes you should hook people, and sometimes it's better to leave them on the floor. It depends on your win conditions, and that changes with map, game state, 50-50s, decision, strategy, perk resources, etc. It can also change with ping, and who you find. There's a lot of layers to DBD. You can call me out if you want to, but I don't understand why you want to fluff me like that if you're upset with me. Like, imagine if you were right, and I was trying to waste your time. Do you know how big my ego would get listening to this? And like, you don't have to worry about that because you're not good at the good enough at the game to increase my ego or like give me something new. I can't build myself up off of you. But if you were right, like, isn't that kind of against your mission? Well then, if you're so right, you don't need me to validate it or justify it. You're self-assured. And power to you. That can be like a consolation prize. In either case, I appreciate you playing with me. I don't remember which survivor you were, but I'm sure I enjoyed playing with you. And I look forward to doing it again. We're gonna wiggle off Bone Saber for a Killer Instinct on Meg. I understand your narrative. Of course it's not going to have too much about what you're saying, because you don't have a point. Do you think that I got this good at the game without meeting a salty and or sore loser? You realize that I 4K more than 999 matches out of 1,000, right? It's just another day at the office. Figure a lot of things. Like how to split up into gens. Say la vie. Don't get me wrong, Dead by Daylight is an extremely snowbally game. But for the most part, Survivor is the control and Killer is the test. It's usually your game to lose. And not every killer, even with their best loadouts, is going to be viable in every match. There's a lot you can do. So worst case scenario, you absolutely can't handle losing. I suggest bringing strong items, strong perks, swiffing. Just getting your rudimentaries okay, getting good at the fundamentals of the game, and you're probably not gonna lose, almost ever. I'm gonna whip up some dinner, but thank you for your company, Anthony, and I look forward to playing with you again.